Greetings, Commissioner Towns, President Indelicato, RIOC board members, Don Lewis. My name is Erin Feeley Nahem. I am the chair of the Public Safety Committee. The PSC and myself in no way disregard or downplay what has been accomplished in moving forward around questions of constitutional rights and law enforcement on the island, or your role in that progress. Nevertheless, there are outstanding issues that remain unresolved, and now, as it is, we are sitting in limbo. First, there is the unreleased audit of the PSD commissioned by RIOC and scheduled to be released this past July. Although the PSC always questioned the audit scope, which failed to focus on the legacy of abusive practices documented in civilian complaints presented to the RIOC board, or indicate in any way that the officers involved in wrongdoing would be held accountable for their actions, we cooperated and encouraged our activists and victimized residents to be interviewed and participate in the process. We have always felt that facts, once aired, and in the context of an aroused and organized community, would be our greatest ally. It has been our expectation that the results would be, whatever the audit's limits in scale and scope, another factor, in conjunction with an open dialogue with RIOC, leading to positive change away from the dysfunctional policies and procedures identified. The PSC has, for several months now, ceded to the RIOC board the respective time. But now it is public knowledge that a comprehensive draft was completed, which has been reviewed by the relevant authorities. Where is the final report? We understand that public release of the finalized audit will likely reveal a number of deficits in structure, policy, practices of the PSD, and thus will probably be embarrassing politically to those in leadership roles during that period. But it is better to put it out there, let the chips fall where they may, and move on. People want to know what's going on. The PSC feels that further delays will only result in charges of stonewalling and cover-up, and the political price paid will only be higher. At this point, we fear that further delay may erode and damage the open and frank reputation that Charlene Indelicato is earning. President Indelicato is making great strides in the right direction with her policy of open dialogue with an easy back and forth being the norm. Only this week, when upon our review of the public safety officer's contract to be voted on tonight, a clause was noticed which we felt could be detrimental to the development of a PSD we could all stand behind. When this issue was brought to President Indelicato's attention, she was open to discussion. That evening, I received an email informing me that the clause had been removed. The PSC sees this action as progress and acknowledges and appreciates the willingness demonstrated by both the PSO union and RIOC to hear our concerns and to take appropriate action. Withholding the release of the audit, a tool necessary for our progress to continue, will only damage and delay the positive relationship that is developing between the community and RIOC. Second, as you know, RIRA and the PSC have been generally positive about the new PSD administration under Interim Director Jack McManus. We note, however, that Chief McManus has still not picked his own commanding officers, easing out the last of GERA's enforcers. The PSC has been essentially demobilized since the resignation of Chief GERA, with the expectation that, with the primary problem removed, the relatively secondary personnel issues, Bryan, Suarez, Coleman, R. Hernandez, R. Torrance, and G. Yee, would be resolved positively sooner or later. We do not prefer, and it really should not be necessary for us to go on a campaign footing over the legacy of the unfortunate past. We would much rather work together with a clean slate for a better future. The public release of the audit and the necessary personnel turnover at the management and officer level of the PSD must now be expedited. We understand, as you do, that our struggle for a better public safety department is not over, as long as these officers remain. We understand it is a process, just as we hope you understand that as long as these officers remain and are not held accountable for their actions, justice will not be served. Your officers' morale must be considered. Officers who are forced to serve with these individuals themselves question when justice will be done. They voice their concerns to me, confirming that the behavior of these officers has not changed when beyond the director's eye. But why would they? They are the same officers who encouraged and supported the policing tactics now disdained of the GERA era. Free from accountability, they exist, entrenched in the management of the department, or as in Sergeant Raul Hernandez's case, as the PO union president. By not holding them accountable, we condone their behavior, and those who want what's best for the community wonder why. Thank you.